Hi everyone, Fox is here and I'm bringing you my weekly wrap up. This is the wrap up for the week between July 4th and 10th. To be honest, I expected it to be a better reading week. I did a lot of reading, pretty much most of my reading was done on Saturday, but then I had a very late night because I went out and I spent the whole Sunday fighting fatigue and headache, and I wasn't really feeling up to reading much. So basically all I read throughout the week was a couple of graphic novels and just one ebook. I did start one book which I'm really enjoying, but you know what, I'm just getting ahead of myself. Let's start with what I read first. The first book that I read last week was EBOOK, which was actually a collection of short stories, just a steamy romance stuff, nothing special. To be honest, I was not overly impressed by the writing style. It was okay. I gave it about 3.5 stars. I will provide the link down below. It's kind of for adult, mature audience. I'm still not sure whether it really deserves the rating that I gave it. It was fun, but at the same time, there was basically no plot. But since at the beginning of the week I was so busy that I was not feeling up to reading something, very deep and meaningful and very complicated plot-wise, so I just read that one. This was the first week when I actually used Overdrive. If you know, I get a lot of books from the library, but I usually get physical copies just because I can't get ebooks on Overdrive, but the app itself is so bad. To be honest, I just hate it, and I don't really see why I should be using the app if essentially all I do through the app is just put things on hold or request them, because I'm actually reading stuff through the browser. There is no way for me to download anything on Kindle because there is no support for Kindle through Overdrive in Canada, unlike in US. And I don't think I can actually download audiobooks as well, which pretty much means that I'm using Safari on my iPad to read stuff from Overdrive, and it doesn't really make sense to me. That's why I'm not really fond of using Overdrive, but this was actually the first week when I went specifically on Overdrive to check whether there were some graphic novels that I was interested in available there, and there were, so I got a couple of graphic novels from there. And yeah, let's get just started with those because I'm rambling, I know, but you know what, it's Monday and I'm tired. The first graphic novel that I read was Jane the Fox and Me by Fanny Britt, Isabel Arsenault, and Christelle Morelli. Sorry, I'm very bad with names. But this is a middle grade graphic novel that I saw a lot at Indigo, and I was really, really interested in reading it just because it has foxes. And if there is a fox on a cover, I'm sold. I'm done. Both the illustrator and author of this book are from Quebec, which is very nice because I enjoy reading Canadian authors. This is a story about a girl who gets bullied at school. She's really lonely, she thinks that she's fat, and the only way that she's coping with everything is she's reading Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and that kind of keeps her going. And she goes to a camp one day, and then some other stuff happens. I'm not just going to give you away the whole plot, but I just want to say that it was a very lovely, sweet story about bullying, about coping with things. Art itself is very nice. It's sort of black and gray, and color gets added to the story as it progresses, and it reflects the emotional state of the character, which I absolutely loved. There's really not much to the plot itself because it's a middle grade story, but I still really enjoyed it. It was very pleasurable, the art was very nice, and I gave the book 4.5 stars. Another graphic novel that I read was Apocalypse Bow Wow by James Primus III, and that's also kind of like a middle grade story about two dogs that are staying in the house. Their owners left, and then apocalypse happened, and the dogs do not know about it, and all they think about is how it's so weird that their owners are not there because they're really hungry. And then those dogs venture out to find food, It's a really ridiculous story, and the art itself is very simplistic, it's childlike, and the story itself doesn't make much sense, but that's why it's so funny. It's just like if there are dogs, it really reminds me of a cartoons, like something like Family Guy or Simpsons, where you read something and it doesn't make sense, but at the same time it's really funny. It's kind of simplistic, but at the same time, it was kind of cool, and I like the idea of dogs, being left on their own. Well, not just dogs, but like animals as a whole, and humans just basically disappearing. And then the animals, everything is told from the point of view of animals and how they're trying to figure out what happened and how to get food and what does that mean. And yeah, it was kind of simplistic in terms of the plot, but I like the idea behind it, and I gave this book 3.5, about 4 stars. Then I read a couple of issues of Lumberjanes by Noelle Stevenson. The last time I read the volume number 2, I believe, and I was sort of not overly impressed by it. I remember when I read volume number 1, I really enjoyed it, but when I picked up volume number 2, everything that was happening in that volume seemed to be overly exaggerated and overly ridiculous, and that's why I did not really enjoy it. Then I decided still, to continue with the series, but I decided to pick up those separate issues on Overdrive, so just I don't have to wait for a physical copy to get from the library. I read issue number 9, which I did not like, and I gave it 2.5 stars because it was just them sitting around campfire and trying to trade scary stories. None of the stories were funny or scary, so I did not like that issue. But with issue number 10, they started a separate arc about Mal and Molly, and I really enjoy those characters, so they go on a separate adventure, so to say, and I really enjoyed it. I gave volume number 10 3.5 stars, and volume number 11 also 3.5, 3.75 stars. The last graphic novel that I read last week was volume number 9 of Sailor Moon, and I really enjoyed this volume. I enjoyed it way more than I expected to enjoy it. It's the continuation of Dead Moon Circus and Pegasus arc. I'm really happy that the focus has finally shifted from Chibiusa to other characters, and I'm really enjoying it. This is the arc that I'm least familiar with, and it's kind of nice. I don't really remember much from the anime itself, but I think I'm enjoying. I think it's kind of different, and I'm definitely enjoying the manga way more than I enjoyed that arc in the anime. And I also expected to see nothing about Haruka and Michiru and Setsuna and Hotaru, but actually we do get a glimpse of their lives separated from other Sailor Warriors at the very end of this volume. That's why I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. This is it. This is all I read last week, and unfortunately I did not read anything from The Crown's Game by Evelyn Sky. I have no idea why, but I sort of felt intimidated by this book at some point, and I just decided to read something simpler, maybe just because I was so busy and so tired during the week that I just didn't feel like reading it. But hopefully I will be able to read more of this book this week. Another book that I started last week but unfortunately didn't finish was The Abyss Surrounds Us by Emily Skrutsky. I'm really enjoying it. I'm halfway through. I actually read half of it on Saturday and expected to finish it on Sunday, but I was just not feeling well. And it's a YA sci-fi story, quite unique in plot and characters. Really enjoying it, and I cannot wait to finish it. I have some other graphic novels on hold on Overdrive and a couple of more mangas that I'm hoping to get to this week, but otherwise that's it. I just want to finish those 2 novels this week so I can get to my booktubeathon next week. I have already picked books for the challenges and I already have the video about it. I'm really excited, but at the same time really scared, really intimidated. Hopefully I will be able to do it. I hope I will read at least 1 book to fit 1 or 2 challenges. Yeah. Okay, this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye. Words are hard. Okay, it's Monday. Whew. Woo. And of course I forgot what it was. And she's really envisioning, woo, words are hard. I cannot pronounce names. Why is it so hard? I thought this was supposed to be such a short video, but I'm already filming for half an hour because it just took me a while to get into the mood for filming. Part of a new arc which has to do with can you stop with this construction, please? Thank you.